to North America, and a 2003 birthday album compiled by Jeffrey Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, for his 50th birthday reportedly contains messages from nearly 50 prominent individuals, including US President Donald Trump and former President Bill Clinton. According to the US news outlet Wall Street Journal, the album featured a range of celebrities, business executives and political figures. According to reports, among those named were investor Leon Black, designer Vera Wang, attorney Alan Dershowitz, model scout Jean-Luc Brunel, former Victoria's Secret owner Les Wexner, and ex-Microsoft executive Nathan Myvold. Moreover, the British ambassador to the US and politician Peter Mandelson were listed under a section titled Friends. This comes after the news outlet reported last week that Trump had allegedly authored a bawdy letter to Epstein, who died in jail in 2019 after he was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges. Trump has denied authorship, calling the letter fake, and has since filed a libel and slander lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, its reporters, publisher Dow Jones and Rupert Murdoch. Well, joining us on the programme to discuss this latest developments in a conversation that is not going away surrounding ties to Jeffrey Epstein from President Trump and other prominent people in North America and beyond. Eric Wahlberg, thank you for taking the time to join us on the programme, a political analyst. You're joining us from Toronto. Eric, I want to look, of course, at this report specifically, around 50 letters for Epstein's 50th birthday. These are reports, we must acknowledge that. The Wall Street Journal, who of course have been writing other reports relating to Donald Trump's relationship with Eric Wahlberg. Is this constant reminder from the US media damaging Donald Trump's reputation over an issue that has already caused controversy, not just amongst his opponents, but also his most loyal MAGA supporters?
It's absolutely the pulling the rug out from under Trump. And all his lies about lies. It's so clear that this greeting to Epstein by him was in fact by him. He's noted for making sketches. He loves making sketches. He's actually got some talent as a sketcher. And his greeting featured a nude woman with inappropriate mentions within it was a disgrace. But it turns out Clinton also made a similar birthday greeting where he marvels at Epstein's wonderful childhood innocence, which is breathtaking because what these men were doing was raping children. It's the exact opposite. It's they were demons, if you like, and not only these letters, but the really very damning testimony was at a libel suit, was a suit launched by one of the victims 10 years ago. Her name was Katie Johnson, and it was available on YouTube until yesterday when it was brought down. And her testimony is that she met Trump when she was 13, she was a virgin, and Trump really liked virgins. So he insisted on raping her. And he did this multiple times. So really, he is, but you look at Trump and you can see that he's a lascivious, he's a lecherous.
Yes, Eric, I'm just going to interject briefly there. Of course, we are not saying here on NewsX World that those claims are true. These allegations, of course, have not been proved in a court of law. But yes. Eric, I do want to, of course, look at the potential ramifications for some of the most important and powerful people in America in recent years. I do want to, of course, again, stay along the right side of the line in terms of claims that are being made, Eric. But let's see the reputation damage, that whether these reports are true or not. What damage is this doing to Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and some of the other names we listed, their reputations in the face of so much uncertainty on this issue in the United States?
Okay, well, it seems that Trump's real crimes are, of course, genocide in Israel-Palestine and bombing Iran for no reason at all, no real reason that's be provable in the court of law, as you mentioned. But it seems that America, if you have these peccadillos, these sexual indiscretions, that might be enough to impeach. And in fact, that's how Clinton's impeachment was over a much milder instance, which was proved in a court of law with I forget her name, but a fan of Clinton, and she convinced him into letting her give him fellatio in the White House, and then she kept the dress, and it was then shown that that was his emission on the dress, and that was enough to lead to his impeachment. So if these evidence, and there's just mounds of evidence, but what happens with this Katie Johnson is she was shut up. She was probably told, you're going to die unless you withdraw your allegations against Trump. So she did, and she's still alive. But on the internet, things keep there. So her testimony is still there, and whether it's in a court of law, it's the court of law for MAGA supporters is the truth, and you can find the truth without a court of law, and that's what's happened to Trump now, that he's been caught in his own trap of his just disreputable private life, which is undermining his reputation as president, and it's never going to end.
Eric,
so this is something that we have to look for his impeachment.
Yes, Eric, we will be moving on, but thank you ever so much for your time on that topic. We move on now, and as the clashes between Thailand and